All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be working on ghinbox again. That's my spiffy new GitHub notifications, new user interface. So prior to the stream, I've had it working on a giant refactor or something. So all the tests are broken. So I'm working on the README for the project, sort of writing why it exists. This is like spooky. It suggests that this task was too hard for the coding agent. Not sure if it's going to make it or not. broken this is. It doesn't look horribly broken, I guess. Let's do a sink. That's guzzling. That guzzle a lot of rate limit. I wonder why. This is so busted. Maybe I should just bail on this change. It's really slow for some reason. heck is this pull request? Hi, Nightfly guy. How's it going? You know, my 4-year-old loves the Fly Guy books. Ah, 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 ah. There was a boy. He had a pet fly. And the fly could say the boy's name. Buzz. Thanks. Glad to hear it. So what we're working on right now is this ghinbox thing, which is just a better viewer of notifications on GitHub. I'm working on the pull request view. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. You know, there's this project Octobox. I was so excited about it, but it doesn't sync to the normal notification screen. So, you know, I'm not even using Claude cuz I'm only on the $20 plan, and even with the holiday limit increase, uh I run out of rate limit too fast. So I've been codexing cuz I got comped a $200 codex sub, and I've never run into the limit in codex. Yeah, I think the Claude sub is definitely worth. Actually, so when I'm at work, the company pays for Claude, and yeah, I just use it. But this is on my personal laptop, so I don't have the company sub here, and I don't want to pay for $200 subscriptions. Oh, this looks good. I'm very happy, actually. So Night Flight, I do have a very popular open source project you need a notifications viewer for. I need some beta testers, actually. Uh, what am I doing? This looks good. I should actually read this one. Okay, do I want sizes? I want sizes. Oh, what kind of stuff have you been working on this holiday? I guess we should ask ChatGPT this first. A nano GPT equivalent, but for post training. Oh. Well, sounds like fun. But what exactly are you going to set up the speed run on? Amy, a solid choice. Oh yeah, Viral has a tour. They do the high school math one as their tutorial. I like did the steps for that when I was playing around with this earlier this year. Let's try total diff stat only. Yeah. And then there's like a bajillion viral forks, and everyone is sad. Caffeine counter. Yeah, that being super good was not my impression. Yeah, definitely not. I work at Meta. I'm supposed to shill Torchforge. I don't know if anyone here has tried it out though. I haven't done anything serious with it. Yes, caffeine counter. Torchforge is the successor. I have worked on Torch Titan. How'd you like it, Fly Guy? Yeah, being extensible is kind of Titan's claim to fame. It's kind of miserable on DeepSeek style MOE though. It's so difficult to make it fast and make it extensible. It's been giving me a lot of trouble. Well, Torch Titan is also a famously forkable codebase. I don't know. I feel like it's not that bad though. Well, I want to claim that like Viral getting forked by everyone versus Titan getting forked by everyone is different, but I'm not really sure how to defend a claim like that. Haha. Yeah, and honestly, if you're doing serious training, it's really important to like own everything. Like there's just so many like little details that matter a lot and you can't yeah, like part of our job as working on PyTorch is to make sure we do a good job on the details in a leveraged way so you don't have to worry about them. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff where like you got to do it yourself. Like it's just too dangerous to trust. You can use PyTorch, but you have to verify that it does what you're expecting. Hmm. What happened here? This is my PR. What's going on? Why? Why is this not? question. When I code with Codex, do I just let it run and adjust as I see? Okay, so the thing is that this is a vibe coding session, so I haven't looked at any of the code. When I'm doing real stuff for like PyTorch, I review all the code, and this is one of the reasons why I like Claude a lot better, because I don't like reviewing reams of AI generated code. So I really want to be like putting my finger on the generation scale. But for vibe coding, yeah, I just care what it does and like how the sausage was made, whatever, I don't care. There's a question. Yeah, are the vibes good so far? Frustrating. Um, oh, So if you haven't actually tried like real vibe coding, where you like do a thing and you just don't look at the code, you really should, cause yeah, like this was usable like half a year ago, and it's only gotten better with the latest models. I did a so like one of the things that's interesting about this project is uh, a decent chunk of the work I needed to do involved just reverse engineering how GitHub worked, and so that's a little tricky, right? Because you don't want to be just like randomly doing stuff to your account. So I took the long way around. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like ask the LLM to generate a bunch of like prod flows where like I have some test accounts on GitHub, and they go like make repositories and generate notifications and click things and whatever. And in this controlled environment, I can essentially I can see what happens and like get fixtures for my tests and things like that. And so like sometimes one of the most common reasons the agent will get stuck is because it's misunderstood how GitHub actually works on something. And like in all of the cases this has happened, I've been able to like unstick it by basically being like, okay, like clearly our understanding of what GitHub does is wrong because we're like relying on some undocumented HTML behavior or whatever. So go write a flow to actually go ping the real GitHub website on our test accounts and then figure it out. And then it goes and does it and figures it out. So we got undo working actually here. It didn't used to work and now it works because like Codex was able to go and figure that out. So that was like kind of interesting, I think. Hi, my silly. Welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. No. Did they break it? Ah, I broke it. How'd they break it? It's not the diff stat. The author filter. Caffeine counter. Unless you have a better idea. I have no idea. But I don't. Let's see. What did it do? Sort. Yeah, I don't think it decided to make something. But like I definitely like sometimes I don't really know what I want, and like I'll like talk to ChatGPT and then like try to figure it out. So like I there's definitely like cases where I'm like I don't know, figure it out, and it figures it out. Run the tests. Yeah, I did run the tests. Okay, it's fixed. What am I doing? Oh. Nightfly asks, did I start JSON books from scratch, vibe coded? Yeah, JSON books was vibe coded entirely from the beginning. Yeah, I started like I have a little Python template project, but it's like trivial. It's like a few files and then default agents MD, and then yeah, everything was vibe coded from there. I did two versions of it, one with the Claude and one with Codex. Claude decided to use dependencies and Codex decided to not. And then I asked them to judge the two versions, and Codex and Claude both were like, "Oh, the Claude version's better." So it's like, okay. Do I care about doing science A/B testing the two models, or do I care about actually finishing this? And I was like, I care more about finishing this project. So let's do that. Oh man, so many pull requests. Caffeine counter. That's what I actually find hard to really go in the flow with agents. I want to switch from implement plan naturally. Oh yeah. Yeah. And this is why I like coding with agents, because I love planning. So I spent a long while like kind of thinking and sketching ideas in my head about how I wanted GHN box to be put together before I asked it to do it. Yeah. Like I mean, I've learned a lot while actually doing it, right? Like for example, the PR UI, I'm sort of figuring this out as I go because I don't exactly know what I want, and after I've got this, I'm like, okay, is this going to let me like review these PRs, and then I see. Uh, oh yes, I remember what I wanted it to debug. Oh, this is fine. That's not actually wrong. Alright, let's well, that didn't work. Oh, egg face. It's kind of insane how like reasonable it is to just have multiple agents banging on the same code base. Kind of nuts. I wouldn't have expected this. Fly Guy, do you think the test suite is effective for the models? Yes, absolutely. Cause well, okay. Do I have the counterfactual on this? Mm, I actually haven't run the counterfactual test recently. I mean, the reason why it is effective is because the model doesn't remember all the other features you asked it to implement, right? And so if you don't have a test for the feature, there's nothing reminding it not to break a thing that it had before. Now, granted, like a lot of what I'm spending tokens on is just like a lot of what I'm spending tokens on is just updating the tests because like I changed a thing and now the tests are different. But yeah, you want to put some friction in for the model where you want to make it harder for it to like change existing behavior. I don't know. This used to be more important. I don't know how important it is now, but like I certainly it's so cheap to ask the model to like add tests when it makes changes. So, might as well. Oh, hang on. This one looks bad. Yeah, okay. I do need to complain about this one. Is it an RL environment? I mean, definitely the models are post-trained to know about running tests and then fixing test failures. So in that sense, it's very in distribution. And like, we know that tool use is important, right? Like if you ask the model to one-shot a thing without tests, if it gets it wrong, it has no idea of knowing, right? But if you have a test, then when it fails to one-shot it, the test fails, it learns something, and it can fix it. Like this matters a lot. Um, Although sometimes I overestimate this because one of my favorite things recently is to be like, I don't have a running environment. It's a flaky test. You're never going to reproduce this. Just do code reading and try to figure it out. Like that's a really useful modality as well. But humans, right? Like it's so much easier if you're a reproducer. Same deal with LLMs, right? They want to have a test and they can poke at it and like, do things and then figure it out. Okay, it claims it fixed this. Let's see. No, it didn't work. Do I have to fix pop-up blocker? Ah. Okay, let me think. Um, oh, these are all approved. Oh. The multiple agents thing is awesome. Oh yeah. I don't really understand the people who spawn 1,000,000 agents. It's actually probably important to figure out what that means because I don't think the models are going to like. Okay, maybe the models become super smart, and that's how AGI is going to happen. But I really like the analogy that was on Twitter earlier today, where it's like the machine isn't going to be a substitutable human replacement. Like it's going to be weird. It's going to be like different, like not a human, but like there is some outcome which is highly optimized to do, like a combine harvester. That's kind of like what I feel like is going to happen here. It's just very hard to visualize it, cause right, like at the end of the day, what am I doing here? I'm just like trying to like understand the product thesis for this UI, and that's like very human. Like it's me. Like there is no way for the model to understand what I want. Like I have to do that work. All right. I can't deal with this. Adding friction. Adding following consistent patterns to be more useful. Yeah, it is kind of important to review the tests. I agree. Oh, I'm so lazy. I hate reviewing tests. So miserable. feel like I've been thinking about this. I want an aligned agent who can do code review instead of me, so that I can stop having to say the same thing over and over again to like lots of different people. But I don't know. This is like the old good old expert system problem. Like, are you actually gonna sit down the experts and like have them write down enough stuff until you get all of the info out of them? I guess in the LLM era, you can actually do this. Ha ha ha. I wonder if they are ingesting Twitch data. If I post these on YouTube, it'll definitely get ingested. I don't know about Twitch though. I guess probably. Yeah, I agree. Everyone's hoovering up all the data they can get their hands on. I don't want to send this prompt. Ugh. unleash our guzzling rate limit. Mm. Oh man, what the heck is this? Is this one approved? Because I approved it. I have not tried Minimax model. This is like obviously someone running an LLM. I'm so annoyed. Caffeine counter. How am I fetching the notifications? Why would the UI be stale? Oh, so basically, I do a sync, and then I like put all the notifications into local storage. Well, IndexedDB now, and then like I don't ping for updated notifications unless I sync again. So yeah, so it can be stale. There could be like some new comment someone put in that I haven't seen yet. Can I just figure out what I want? It actually didn't line it up. That's so funny. Let's resume this. What's going on? Wait, I don't want that. Right. So I did months ago think about doing webhooks. Webhooks is just such a you really are boiling the ocean that way. I think it's a lot like the real thing is that I one thing I didn't like about Octobox was it was like all or nothing. Like you had to use it, and like once you started like having lots of database stuff in the local database, you couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. So yeah, I really want to use the GitHub database as much as possible. Heck happened to these? Oh, maybe it's fine. Yeah, I know, right? The fair point is, there's so many of these people just running the LLMs. Like, yeah. So, I mean, I did write a blog post about this. Yeah, I have a blog post that I'm sort of cooking in my head about notifications and like the attention economy. So, what's her name? There's a very influential book about open source, working in open or something like that. And one of the things it like points out is that although the marginal cost of copying open source software is zero, right? What the actual valuable thing is the like living organism that is the people who can do the maintainers. Um, Let me just find it. The open source book. Working in public, this one. And so Nadia just points out that it's actually the attention that is the like uh, non like non fungible quantity. Like that is the thing that is valuable about open source, and that you can't duplicate. And so, I mean, open source projects have always been like grappling with the problem, which is that like how do you decide if you're going to engage with someone new and put in time and investment into like teaching them about local norms only for them to disappear in a little bit. It's easy, like if you're working on a corp sponsored project like PyTorch, then it's just kind of like, oh well, you've hired a bunch of people, and like if you're going to invest in them because you're paying them money, and you'll fire them if they don't work out. But so I think for like within teams, like the code review contract, I think we'll basically be able to deal with it, because yeah, if someone is like generating way too many PRs to like actually do an in-depth review, then you just want to do the human alignment thing, like be like, okay, I trust the stuff that this person is going to turn out, and then I just rubber stamp a bunch of stuff because processes are processes and someone has to approve it. But for like unsolicited PRs, I mean, I think one perspective that I'm coming to is you should just basically think of it as like it hasn't saved you that much work, except that it's like, oh, here's a thing that someone cared enough about to write a PR about. Like as in when you are working on a project, one of the like important intellectual thing like labor you have to do is figure out what is it exactly that you should actually be working on. And when someone sends you a pull request, like some rando sends you a pull request, like part of it is basically a statement. Oh, this is something that is worth working on. And like I think it's a very weak signal, but it is a signal, and you can use that to like sort of figure out, okay, well, if I'm allocating 20% of my time to just random open source requests people are making, you know maybe, yeah, the things that people are saying about this sort of thing are what I should care about. thing where if I request changes, I need to get it out of my inbox. Hi, Fantastic Feezy. Thanks for joining the stream. And yes, I think it was just an accidental fear. Do I want the PRC to files changed? Maybe. Okie dokie. How do I get this out of my inbox? Fantastic Feezy. What are the most interesting projects under PyTorch? I mean, do you mean like projects using PyTorch or like in the PyTorch org? But you said outside, so it must not be out in the PyTorch org. Oh, under the foundation? Oh, I don't even know. What do we even put in the PyTorch foundation recently? VLLM's cool. Everyone likes VLLM. Dude, the problem is I don't actually train models, so I have no idea what many of these things are. So like the thing is that earlier this year there's a lot of hand wringing internally, basically about like the rise of agents, because there's all these agent frameworks and people trying to like build stuff on top of the LLMs. And it's basically like, okay, well, if AI world is headed this way, like who needs PyTorch, right? You just need an API that you can feed tokens and get back tokens. So what's the point of PyTorch in this world? And I don't know. I kind of looked at this and it's like, okay, but like, there's no reason to like why would PyTorch try to make an agent framework? And that's kind of like where it went. Yeah, so caffeine counter. It is true that the PyTorch brand is like very big, and so that would give us a boost, I guess, at the beginning. But at the end of the day, it has to actually be a good. It has to be a good frame. Like, if it's not good, then like it doesn't matter if it's got the PyTorch name on it. And I don't know. We've got our hands busy with like all the like MSL stuff going on at Meta. So it's just like, it's going to be some other team if there is one in that case. I mean, I don't know if I trust me on agent abstractions. Look how many compilers we had to make before we finally landed on one we liked. Oh. guess this one's technically BC breaking. Oh my god, it's already midnight. Alright, time to peace out. Oh, is this an NVIDIA dude? Alright, I'm peacing out. Thanks for joining the stream. Maybe we'll do it again tomorrow. See y'all.